Okay. Now we have to learn how to find the square root of a complex number. So now suppose the question is that you have to find the square root of 3 plus 4 iota. Okay. Now you will first of all say, okay, let this square root of 3 plus 4 iota is plus minus a plus iota b. When the working starts, you will, in the very first step, you will take the squares of both of, like, sides. So the square root is cancelled with this square. 3 plus 4 iota is a square minus b square plus 2ab iota. Remember that iota b square is iota square b square. So that is why this is going to be minus b square. Okay. So, um, that was the first thing. You need to recall that a plus iota b whole square has to be a square minus b square plus 2ab iota. Then we have also done one more thing, that when you have two complex numbers on both sides of an equation. Now suppose you have a plus iota b, that is equal to x plus iota y. So we have done this recently, that the real part of the left hand side would be equal to the real part of the right hand side. Okay. So I mean, this is the left hand side. So this a would be equal to x and this b would be equal to y. You equate the real part with the real part and the imaginary part with the imaginary part. So similarly, this one is the real part on the right hand side and this is the real part on the left hand side. So we would say that a square minus b square, that is equal to 3. So this is one of the equations we get from this one equation. And then you equate the imaginary parts. You know that this 2ab is the imaginary part on the right hand side and this 4 is the imaginary part on the left hand side. So you have this 2ab, that is equal to 4. Now if you take out a or b from this equation, let's take out b from here. That is 4 over 2a. So this b is going to be 2 over a. And then you substitute this b into this main equation. You can number them. You can say this is equation number 1, this is the equation number 2, and now this is the equation number 3. So now you substitute this b from the third equation into the a. So we can say that from the first equation, we have this a square and minus 2 over a square, that is equal to 3. Okay, so this is going to be, when you open these squares, so you have a square minus 4 over a square, that is equal to 3. Well, let's multiply all of these three terms with a square, that is the LCM right now. Okay, so this will give us a raised to power 4 minus 4, that is equal to 3a square. Now this is going to follow the rules of a standard quadratic equation. Okay, you can apply the quadratic formula here to find the values of a square. Okay, and I find this easier by factorization, because this can be, I can do that middle term breaking here. Okay, so this will give me this a raised to power 4 minus 4a square plus a square minus 4 equal to 0. So a square is common from here. This is a square minus 4 plus this is a square minus 4 equal to 0. And then we have this here, that is going to give us a square minus 4 into a square plus 1, that is equal to 0. So we have a square equal to 4 or a square equal to minus 1. Now, since both of these a and b, they are real numbers, so we'll have to ignore this. Okay, we'll just ignore this because we want the real values of a and b. So when you take the square root over here, you have this plus minus 2. Okay, now we go back to this equation here to find the corresponding values of b. So now we say that if when your a is 2, then your b is going to be 2 over 2, so that is going to be 1. And when your A is minus 2, so your B is 2 over minus 2, so that is going to be minus 1. So if you see that, you suppose that this is going to be A plus iota B. So we have two different square roots here. One is 2 plus iota, and the other is minus 2 minus iota. And then you can combine them. You can say this is going to be plus minus 2 plus iota. Okay, so that is the square root of that 3 plus 4 iota. Do you have any question here? Anything that you think you couldn't understand? Hmm?
सर मुझे लास्ट पार्ट नहीं समझ आया जो आपने किया है 2 प्लस आयोटा और -2 माइनस आयोटा.
Think, if you like look at this plus minus 2 plus iota, if you just keep plus out of it, okay, so this would be 2 plus iota. If you use minus out of it, this is 2 plus iota, so they are both minus. So we can combine them. This is plus minus 2 plus iota over here. Okay, Elishma?
जी सर ठीक है, थैंक यू.
Acha. Now there is a little extension to this. Many a times when you have a question like this where you're finding the square root, then you can be asked that without further working, you have to deduce the square root of 3 minus 4 iota. Can any one of you, without further working, tell us that what will be the square root of 3 minus 4 iota? Hmm? Okay, let me write it down. This will be plus minus 2 minus iota. Now let me give you the reason why this is going to be plus minus 2 minus iota. Okay, if you go back into this working over here, now you're just going to assume that there is a minus over here, okay? So when there is a minus over here, so when you, equate, like this is going to be minus over here, okay? And when you equate the real part to the real part and the imaginary part with the imaginary part, this will be minus 4. We have to think all of this mentally, okay? This is minus 4. Okay, I'm just going to circle this. I'm just going to add minus over here. Okay, when you add a minus over here, that will not affect this equation because there is a square on it. So you will still be getting the same values of A. So you reach at this step that your A is plus minus 2. When you're going to substitute the values of A into this third relation, so this will be minus over here, okay? So you will get a new value of B that would be minus 1. And when you substitute it over here, so this would be minus over minus, so you will get another value that is 1. So that means when your A is 2, your B is minus 1. And when your A is minus 2, your B is going to be 1. So when you try to combine them, people, so you will have 2 with the minus iota and minus 2 with the plus iota. So when you write plus minus outside here, you will have a minus here. Now, just see that this plus minus 2 minus iota means this is either, if you keep plus outside, this is 2 minus iota. And if you keep minus outside, this is minus 2 minus iota. So when you open brackets, so you have 2 minus iota, or you have minus 2 plus iota. That completely satisfies all this, like, working here. So if you have found the square root of, let's say you found the square root of x plus iota y, that was plus minus a plus iota b. And then if you at the same time, you're required to tell that what is the square root of x minus iota y. So you can say that that is going to be plus minus a minus iota b. Without any further working, you can say that. I hope you understood this process of finding the square root of a complex number.